chains to shift to UE, we can bring Halo forward in ways that people have never seen before while still being true to what Halo is.
The Foundry project was an effort to show ourselves how far we can push things using Unreal 5.
Our new studio art director, Chris, came to me.
Halo Infinite Forge? Isn't Forge available already?
Said, hey, there's this thing called Project Foundry that I want to do. Let's make it happen.
Foundry specifically.
They already said it's not a new game.
Based around the same concept of the Foundry in Halo lore. It's the place where Halo rings are born. It's not a game, it's a research project for our studio so we can prepare ourselves for the next steps of making Halo games.
Okay. They're gonna be using Unreal Engine 5. Looks clean. The Flood! The Flood!
The original Halo franchise was a graphic show.
Yes!
It was best in class. That's what Halo was when it first
Bring back the Flood.
To be again.
Okay. So what is this announcement? Is it gonna...
Project Foundry being approved, we took the entire creative team and we ideated on 3 locations, something old, something new, and something really alien.
We had the Pacific Northwest, which is sort of traditional Halo biome.
We were trying to shove as much foliage in there as humanly possible to make it
Wow,
really feel
that
like
looks...
you're on a hike in the, Cascades.
The Cold Lands,
That
which
looks
was
clean.
the second biome that we took on, it was more of a technical showcase where we could play with shaders, we could play with deformable landscapes and terrains. Unreal,
The next campaign is gonna be legit.
We've ever had in the past.
It's gonna look
On the
amazing.
surface, it might just look all like snow, but how many layers of things combine to really give that winter look?
Hmm.
And then our third biome was the Blightlands, which is
Oh my god.
alien land
That looks
that's
so
been
cool.
completely taken over by the Flood.
I wanted to give our
Yes,
team the
yes,
opportunity
yes,
to
they're
really
thinking about the Flood, baby.
express an alien world, a really alien world, taking something way further than they may have actually done in previous Halo games.
What's impressed me about watching the Halo team work in Unreal is how beautiful everything looks, how incredible the environments look. I don't think we've seen anything quite like it in Unreal Engine before.
Fortunately, we have a studio that's really passionate about Halo, about the look and the feel, and I think there's a lot of hunger to really collaborate, to move forward together.
Foundry was an initiative that touched on every part of the creative process, everything from concept art, VFX, characters, vehicles, and weapons to make the future games of Halo.
Creating an asset, taking this design, now we can really dig into material foundations. What is it actually made of? How is it physically accurate to the world? Now we get to take all the wonderful legacy assets that we have, bring them to life, and bring them to today's standards.
We are really excited to be not just working on multiple projects, but also expanding our studio.
As a lifelong Halo
Okay.
fan, I think the game's only
That's
gonna
good.
get better when we get those new, unique perspectives and people bring in their expertise and
Definitely.
passion for the Halo franchise.
We are looking for new talent as the projects that we're working on kind of get further and further into their development cycles.
And it is great to be part of a team that's growing because you can kind of see that force multiplied as people come in and take on challenges and you can do more.
Imagine a place where you have the commitment that this is what we want to do, Halo games, and create those experiences. And you can express your talent, your creativity, and your professional ambitions in that place.
We're looking for designers, we're looking for artists, we're looking for engineers.
It feels like a new beginning for the studio in a lot of ways, and I think that's pretty rare.
And I think we arrived now at a point where you see the beginnings of people to start to believe in the process.
There's so much momentum that we have right now and focus and clarity on not just what we're building, but why we're building and kind of this next phase of Halo.
The
Okay.
worlds that
Well,
we're building,
they're not announcing the
stories
game.
that we're going after.
The potential at Halo right now is huge.
Halo Infinite.
Dude, that looks
is the
clean.
last remnants of how we made Halo games in the past. That was our recipe. And what we are doing right now, we're changing that recipe.
Yes. Yes. They're going back to that classic armor. Halo Studios. What? Okay. That means more games then, man. There's gotta be.
Sufficient body chills. I have
That's
been,
crazy. Okay. That's awesome.
Crazy during that, folks at home. It was electric.
More projects.
So Pierre, that final screen, Halo Studios. Is this a rebrand?
I would rather talk about chapters. So I'm very much aware that I'm standing on the shoulders of giants. We had the first chapter, which was Bungie, the second chapter, which is 343, and I think what you see is the beginning of our chapter, which is the Halo Studios chapter. But from my perspective, I think it is just an immense honor for me to be able to carry that torch and continue being representative for this amazing, amazing franchise.
Yeah, there have been few studios who have produced this legendary.
So the answer is yes, it's a rebrand.
Change adding to that legacy.
I think what we've started with, specifically Halo Infinite, was a path of trying to be more frequent where our players are expecting us to be, and more importantly, where we expect them to play in the future. So that means that's a perfect moment to transition onto Unreal, and the rebranding of the studio is a perfect moment for us to start that chapter. And I think everyone is very, very excited about it. And I think what we just showed gives you an insight of where our heads are.
Let's get back to what we just saw, because there's so much to unpack here. Brian,
I thought it was going to be like
real. Oh my goodness.
More projects and stuff. It's just a rebrand.
How does this work? What does it do for Halo?
They're expanding the team though. It's not just a rebrand.
It's not our first time doing
just good
with Unreal. We actually have a little bit Unreal that kind of crept into MCC back in the day. I've been around Halo for a long time. I think from my perspective, what's most exciting is really unleashing the team to just be creatives, crafting experiences, and not having to be a tech company anymore, frankly.
Wow. Okay. Some big words that. And talking about creatives and empowering creatives, what does that do for you, Chris, and your team?
You could tell that meant a lot to say for him.
Incredible tool in its own right, but for us, it's way more than that. It's about how we're working and about how we're projecting the future of making Halo games.
Chris, Project Foundry, something that we just saw in this video moments
ago.
What is it? Why?
Well, it's a test bed that we put together so our own creatives could see what they could do when they were kind of unhindered by using a proprietary game engine, and see what they could do in Unreal 5.
And what was expected coming out of Foundry, Brian? You know, was this something that you guys wanted to work on further? You know, how did you envision it?
Well, I mean, it was initially an internal-only facing project, right? But of course, I mean, I got to give the community what they want. People are hungry; they're a little thirsty out there. They want to see what the studio's been cooking. So, super excited to share a little bit of a look behind the curtain at what the team's been doing.
Now, this looks like the most exciting time in the studio, Pierre.
The new Halo game is about to look amazing.
Hopefully, I can
with Unreal Engine 5.
We have. I think the team's starting to believe in the process which we established over the last 2 years. I had a conversation the other day with one of my former bosses, and he described the situation as Pierre and the studio is pouring the foundation. That's exactly what we're doing, and now the next step is building on that foundation. It's an amazing, exciting time, but the studio is growing, and the team needs to grow, because there are some things which I think I'm not going to talk about. I think I'll let you talk about.
Yeah, team is growing, guys. What does that mean?
Well, we have multiple projects in development, as we've been saying, right? So as we heard on the video, we're looking for a little bit of everything. We got job openings right now. We got more to come, but this is kind of us letting the industry
more Halo, baby. I knew it. Multiple projects.
People that are passionate about Halo to join us in this next chapter.
That's right. We have multiple.
Fuck it. Where can I sign up? I'm just joking. I'm not a developer. I have no skills with that.
Everyone else is too, Chris. They are unbelievably excited. When might we hear more about these projects?
Well, I'll just give the old classic line: "They're ready when they're ready." We have some time to kind of keep cooking. I do just want to kind of remind folks, though, still lots of cool things on the horizon for Halo Infinite. Our next operation, Halloween, is just a few days away. That's going to be a fun Halloween-themed. That'll be really kind of featuring the return of Survive the Undead. We got an infection update coming, and then later on in November, we have the winter update that'll have a couple new surprises, including third-person firefight. We're excited to bring a new way to play to Halo.
Third-person firefight. I heard about that.
As we bring this chapter to a close and start a new one, Chris, how excited is the team to continue what they've been building behind the scenes here?
Oh, incredibly. Project Foundry was never actually meant to be public-facing, but like Brian said, we really wanted to give the community a bit of a glance of what we're doing behind the curtains. But it's been a really, really busy time. We're super eager to be growing the studio, and I just want to take a moment actually to thank the team back at Halo for really committing to this work. It's huge for us. Yeah.
It certainly is indeed. Pierre, finally. Is there anything that you would
Wrap
like
this
to
up,
say
Pierre.
to the community?
Wrap this
before
up.
We don't see you for another 3 years.
I like the 3 years idea, simply because this is not my world, this is their world. No, but I really wanted to point out what an amazing event, how everyone showed up and supports Halo still. This is, for me, every single year, humbling for me to see that. I'm amazingly grateful for that. The key really is we hear there's gonna be an HCS next year, so again something to look forward
Yes,
to.
sir.
I think the key
HCS year 4.
to land was thank you to the fans, thank you for the people who give us the opportunity to express ourselves, thank you to the studio, and I'm looking forward to have a great future with everyone here. Thank you.
Thank you so very much. Lastly, gents, are you ready for this grand finals of another Halo World Championship?
Heck yeah.
All right, we'll have to get it started. Pierre, Chris, Brian, thank you so very much for that incredibly exciting update.
All right.
Folks, I hope you are.
Just wanted to record that real quick.
I certainly am indeed. So much to look forward to the future.
hell? People in the background?
For Halo. We're going to head to a quick break right now, but when we come back, you know what it is. It's grand finals time, baby, and we're getting that stage ready to go. Green, gold, optic versus space station coming your way right after this.
That doesn't make sense.